So as the WNBA talks about trying to get more pay for the players, the question is do the players have as much leverage as they think? And I think the larger issue for me is not that they don't have some leverage, but it doesn't seem that they really are in unison, right? Like your leverage comes from the growing popularity. That growing popularity can be attributed in a lot of ways to Caitlin Clark. And it doesn't seem like Caitlin Clark is really a part of this unified front. It's seemingly the unified front is rather performative. It's using her popularity to leverage better conditions for yourselves while still kind of treating her like crap. I just, which isn't appealing to the fans, right? Who are working people themselves, right? Like it doesn't really look like a unified front because if it was a unified front, people would be able to respect it even if they didn't agree with what your claims were. But the kind of pettiness and the divisiveness and the just general disdain that large segments of the players seem to have for the popularity of Clark and what they believe that her popularity represents not only negates the fact that she can play, but it also just alienates a large portion of people who kind of desire to be fans. Now, is there an element of toxicity connected to some who might have been drawn to the game because of Caitlin Clark? Yes, but it also that is a part of sports popularity. There is a toxic culture that is kind of foundational to the growth, at least in the current day, of sports, right? Social media plays a large role in growing the game, right? And a lot of those discussions and those lists are toxic. But you can't seek to take the popularity without any of the bad that comes from fans being fanatics. Uh, that can't be controlled. You simply have to accept that it's a part of growing your game and to make you more money. And it just doesn't really seem like the players or the league gets any of those dynamics. The dynamics of the kind of nuanced reality of we're growing. With that growth is going to come a level of toxicity. Also, how do we kind of put on a unified front when we dislike the fact that one of our players, one of the stars of the league, represents something that you just seemingly don't want to be a part of? I don't really know how you go into a negotiation with this kind of divisive reality outside of everybody wearing the same shirts. It doesn't really matter because if you're paying attention, you can see that the players are not unified because they're still not able to accept the fact that Caitlin Clark is driving public interest in a way that can't be ignored. You want to use that interest, but you want to use that interest for yourselves while also not including her in seemingly the kind of larger culture of the WNBA. It doesn't really seem like it's going to work in the long run.